Pull up a chair and settle in. Darlings, it's your Grandma Ellie here, rocking on my old porch in Willow Creek, Ohio, where the fireflies still dance like they did back in my day. Picture this, me, a wide-eyed girl of 19 in 1955, standing in the rain outside our little white church, clutching a bouquet of wildflowers that had wilted faster than my dreams. The man I thought I spent forever with, he walked away that day, leaving me with a broken heart and a secret I buried deeper than Grandpa's old toolbox. But oh, what came? After tragedies that tested my soul, sacrifices that carved lines in this face you can't see but can feel in my voice. Ever wonder how a small town girl like me survived the storms of love, loss, and family secrets? Stick around, bless your heart. This true story's got heartbreak that'll tug your strings, but resilience that'll lift you higher than a county fair, Ferris wheel. It's about forbidden whispers, underdog fights, and the kind of hope that sneaks back like spring after a long winter. You see, it all started innocent enough, but life's funny that way, twists you when you least expect. I was born in 1936, right in the heart of the Dust Bowl. Echoes, though our farm in Ohio dodged the worst. Mama used to say I came into this world hollering like a steam engine, and I haven't shut up since. Daddy was a mechanic, fixing tractors for the neighbors, coming home with grease under his nails and stories that made us laugh till our sides hurt. We had Thanksgiving dinners with turkey from our own coop, cranberry sauce mama canned herself, and pie that melted in your mouth. Life was simple, sweet as that pie, me, my little brother Tommy, and the crickets singing us to sleep on hot summer nights. But happiness like that, it's just the calm before the twister. Let me take you back to those early days when Willow Creek was my whole world. A house set on the edge of town with a swinging porch where they dream about big cities like Cleveland, maybe even marrying a fella who owned a shiny Ford. School was a one-room deal, walking 2 miles through fields that smelled like fresh hay and promise. I was the girl with braids and a smile that hid nothing yet. Daddy taught me to change a tire before I could drive, saying, Ellie, life's like these wheels, you gotta keep them turning, no matter the mud. Baked bread that rose high as my hopes. And we'd gather around the radio listening to baseball games, cheering for the Reds like our lives depended on it. And came the war, World War II raging across the ocean, but it touched us here too. Daddy got drafted in 42 when I was just 6. He kissed my forehead, promised he'd be back for my birthday, and marched off with his kit bag. The house got quieter without his laugh, mama taking his sewing to make ends meet. We'd save tin cans and fat drippings for the war effort, feeling like heroes in our small way. Letters came regular at first, miss my girls, but the boys here are good folk. Then they slowed, and one evening in 44, 2 fellas in uniforms knocked on our door. Daddy was gone, hit by shrapnel in Italy, never making it home. I was 8, and the world cracked open like an eggshell. Mama held us together, bless her. She remarried a year later to Uncle Ray, no blood relation, just a kind widower from the next farm over with a boy named Harlan, who was 14 to my 10. Blended families weren't talked about much back then, but we made it work. Harlan was quiet, with hair the color of corn, silken eyes that saw too much. His mama had passed in the flu of 18, leaving him and Ray to fend alone. At first it was awkward, me shot in my room's closet space, him eating at our table like he was testing the waters. Thanksgiving year. Tense as a bowstring, mama's turkey was perfect, but Harlan poked at his plate, missing his own folks' recipes. I'd catch him watching me during chores. Not mean-like, but curious. You miss your pie? I asked once while we shelled. Your peas on the porch, he nodded, voice low. Every day you. We bonded slow, like roots twisting underground. By high school in 50 I was 16, chasing boys at the sock hops, dreaming of nursing school after graduation. Harlan, now calling himself Jack, said it sounded tougher, was 17, helping Ray on the farm after classes. He was tall, strong from bailing. With a laugh that rumbled like thunder far off, we sneak off to the creek. After supper, skipping stones and talking about living Willow Creek someday. You and me against the world, Ellie, he say, tossing a pebble that danced 5 times. My heart flipped then. I didn't know what it meant, just that it felt right. Folks saw us as step-sips, nothing more, but those talks lit a spark. Life ramped up quick. The Korean War draft loomed in 52. And Jack signed up, voluntary, saying he couldn't sit idle while boys his age fought. I cried that night. On the porch swing, the chains creaking like my heart. Promise you'll come back, I begged. He squeezed my hand, first time like that, and whispered, for you, Ellie, always. Letters flew across the miles, hymned the scribbling boot. Camp Chow, that gag of maggot, me shutting school dances and mama's worry. Lines, but tension brewed at home. Ray's farm, struggling with dry spells, mama. Working double shifts at the diner. Money got tight. I took a job after school, folding laundry at the dry cleaner, saving for that nursing dream. Jack's letters turned serious, talking about the front lines. Buddies lost to patrols. It's hell here, but thinking of our creek keeps me going. My first love, some boy from algebra, but it fizzled quick. Truth was, my thoughts wandered to Jack, that rumble in his voice echoing in my dreams. By 54, I graduated top of my class, but college felt miles away. Ray's health faltered, back from years bending over plows, and mama needed help. Came home on leave looking older than his 20 uniform, crisp but eyes shadowed. We walked the fields that summer evening, fireflies lighting our path, like stars falling low. Miss this, he said, stopping by the old oak. Our hands brushed, lingered. Missed you. The air thickened with unspoken words that sparked now a flame, but war called him back, and I waved goodbye, heart heavy as the harvest moon. Oh, darlings, if early life was the build-up, adulthood hit like a freight train. Derail. Jack shipped out for good in 55, and I was 19, working full-time at the diner, serving coffee to truckers who smelled of diesel and distant roads. Willow Creek felt smaller. The porch swing lonely without our talks. Letters came faithful. Him in Korea's hills, dodging bullets, writing about dreaming of mama's pie. When I get back, Ellie, we'll leave this town, you, me, a little place by the sea. My cheeks burned red in that, heart racing with what we both knew but couldn't name. Stepsibs or not, it was love brewing, forbidden as moonshine in Dry County. Then silence fell like snow in January 56. No letters for weeks. Mama paced the kitchen, wringing her apron till it frayed. Ray tried cheering us with farm details, but worry etched his face. Finally, a telegram, Jack wounded, shrapnel in. His leg shipped to a hospital in Japan. I hitched a ride to the recruitment office, begging for details, but they stonewalled me. Family only, they said. I wasn't. Blood just stepped. That stung deeper than thorns. Nights I'd lie awake, the crickets mocking my fears, wondering if he'd walk again, if he'd come home at fall. He did in summer 57 on crutches, limping up our drive like a ghost. The whole town turned out, picnic at the fairgrounds, flags waving. But Jack changed. The war stole his easy laugh, left nightmares that woke him hollering. We sat on the porch that first night, quilt over our knees against the chill. Ellie, he whispered, hand finding mine. I thought of you every damn day, kept me alive. We kissed then, soft as a prayer under the stars. It was wrong by church folk standards, but right in our souls. We planned secret, marry, quiet, move west where no one knew our names. But tragedy don't wait for plans. 457, mama took ill, pneumonia settling in her lungs like winter fog. Ray and I nursed her, but the doc shook his head. Ain't much hope. She passed in December, right before Christmas. Her last words to me, take care of each other, you too. The house echoed empty, Ray. Each 20 years overnight, selling the farm to pay bills, Jack and I clung. Tighter, but guilt gnawed, stealing moments in the barn, whispers of forever. While the world mourned, economic woes piled on. 58 recession hit hard. Jobs dried up like creek beds and drought. I waitress longer hours, feet aching, dreams of nursing school dust. Jack tried farming for Ray, but his leg buckled, doctors warning of chronic pain. We fought, me snapping at his moves, him shutting down like a slammed door. We can't keep this hidden forever. I cried one night, rain pounding the roof. Folks will talk, he pulled me close. Let him, you're my home, Ellie, but bad experiences mounted. Ray catching us once, his face thunder. This ain't right, the steps or no, shame on you both. He didn't tell, but the rift grew, him drinking. More, us sneaking like thieves. Then the real heartbreak, 59, I found out I was expecting. Joy sparked brief. We'd run away, start fresh, but fate's cruel. A storm hit during harvest, Jack out in. He feels lightning striking the tractor. He survived, burned bad, but the shock triggered my miscarriage weeks later. Woke in blood, hospital lights, harsh doc. saying lost it, ma'am. Stress likely. Jack blamed himself, pushing me away. Can't drag you down, Ellie. Find the real life, I begged. But he enlisted again. Vietnam looming, leaving me shattered, alone with regrets thicker than fog. Adult years blurred in pain. 60s, I married safe. Tom from the diner, a steady mechanic. We had 2 boys, your uncles, but love, hollow. Tom worked. Nights, I stared at the ceiling, missing Jack's rumble. Letters came anonymous. Him from Nam bases, think of our creek, stay strong. War took more, but he's gone. His letters scarcer, laced with despair. Ghosts here, Ellie, don't. Wait, I didn't divorce the 7th day after Tom strayed, raising boys solo through the oil crisis. Bills piled, I cleaned houses, sacrificing sleep, dreams buried like old. Photos in the attic. Jack returned 72, broken PTSD flat in the fireworks, jobs slipping through fingers. We met secret at the creek, but time and secrets eroded us. He drank, I hardened. A bad night in 75, argument turned ugly, him confessing he'd married. Once quick and loveless, divorced bitter. Never got over you, he admitted. But pride walled us. Losses mounted. Mama's grave cold. Ray passing 80 from. The bottle Tommy moving east, leaving me isolated. Underdog, that's me. Scrapping by, hiding a hidden letter from Jack in 82. Forgive me for living. Our love's my legacy. I burned it, tears falling. Regrets a chain around my neck. The Great Recession in 2008 echoed my youth. Lost my diner job at 60 boys. Grown and gone, house near foreclosure. Nights alone, porch swing creek, and I'd whisper to ghosts, what if we'd fought harder? Secrets festered that. Miscarriage child unnamed but ever present in dreams. Poverty bit, I rationed. Canned soup, sacrificing pride for food stamps. Illness came too, arthritis. Twisting my hands, Doc saying slow down, but underdogs don't quit. I volunteered at church, sharing stories with widows, finding solace in their eyes. Mirror in mine. And came the twist, darlings, in 2015, 80 years on this earth, and fate handed me a second chance wrapped in yellowed paper. My youngest boy, your daddy, cleaned the attic for a yard sale, found a shoebox of letters tied with twine. Mama, he said, handing it over, these yours, inside Jack's words. On decades past, plus one fresh postmarked Arizona. Ellie, if you're ready, this I'm coming home. No more running. Heart pounding, I called the number. Scribbled inside, his voice aged but that rumble, it's me, forgive an old fool. Jack had settled in the desert after Nam, fixing cars like Daddy taught, never. Marrying again. Regrets ate him too, war scars, our lost child, a ghost between. Less, I kept every promise in my head, he said. We met at our creek now. Overgrown, but flowing steady, he limped up, cane in hand, eyes wet. Ellie, life's short, marry me proper. No forbidden shadows, just 2 underdogs. Claiming joy, we wed simple in the church that once judged family gathering. With pie and tears, forgiveness washed over like rain on dry earth, we talked. Nights away, mending wounds with truths long buried. Resolution bloomed late but bright. Moved in together here in Willow Creek, tending a garden that flowered defiant. Jack's stories of Nam turned to lessons. For the grandkids, resilience and shattering pain. When cancer took him in 20, quick and quiet, he held my hand. Our love endures, Ellie. Tell him, legacy, it's this house. Fool now with you young'uns for Thanksgiving, laughter echoing. Past losses, hope is choosing love again no matter the years. Life storms pass. If you hold on to love, folks, mine did from that rainy church day to porch swings, shared in golden years. Heartbreak built me, but resilience and forgiveness, they saved me. So darlings, cherish your kin. Uncover those secrets before they're dust. What's your family's hidden story? Share below and subscribe for more from Grandma's Porch. Tales alive together. Let's keep the